Ones who help make sure everyone makes it home safe. For the safety-minded who watch everyone's backs. Granger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as safety assessments and training to keep your facility safe and your people safer. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
It's Veronica from Portland's Morning News. I love my house, but every time I walk into the bathroom, I think it could use a do-over. If that's you too, Pacific Bath Company can help. A brand new Kohler Luxtone shower, walk-in bath, or bathtub can be installed in 2 days or less. They're beautiful with unique wall designs made from crushed stone. What a great way to save space and increase the value of your home. For more details and a free consultation, visit pacificbath.com. Visit today, pacificbath.com. CCB number 213202. Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
The button, assembly things made easier. Before buttons, things were much harder, like pull starting an outboard motor. Come on. Okay, this time you start. Or manually opening the garage door. Tried CPAP but struggle to get a good night's sleep. Relief can be as easy as a button with Inspire.
Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside your body with just the click of a remote. That's right, a button. As you sleep, Inspire keeps you breathing normally and sleeping.
Back in your first and 3/4.
Just sleep. To learn more, visit InspireSleep.com. That's InspireSleep.com. Inspire. Sleep apnea innovation. Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at InspireSleep.com.
Portland's Afternoon News. Weekdays at 4. FM News 101. KXL. The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. I'm David Van Camp. There's Scott Robbins. Jamie Markley joins us from an undisclosed location where he's quarantining because his kid got COVID. I'm at home. Yeah. It's not a special assignment. It's nothing other than being at home. Like myself on board. Yeah. I wanted to make it sound cooler, like he's in a bunker or something. Thank you. Long night in Minneapolis, St. Paul. After the shooting death of Dante Wright at the hands of a police officer who apparently thought her taser, or her Glock was her taser, and shot him as he was resisting arrest when she meant to just tase him. The Red Sox Twins game has been postponed because of safety concerns, which she was, and isn't that an indictment on where we are? Oh, yeah. Yes. You have a situation that was tragic, and it was tragic because a couple of people made a mistake that ended in death. One being the police officer who mistook her pistol for a taser, and the other by Dante Wright resisting arrest. Correct. And there's this just uniform acceptance that means violence is going to happen. And we know because it already has happened. It happened last night before we even knew all the details of the case.
Of course. Because the media still wants to play it like, the tensions are high and this has happened, and it's, without saying justified, they hint that it's justified because there's so much pain going on right now.
Yeah.
It is, man. It's a tragic situation. But if he doesn't resist arrest, he's not dead. Okay? So for so many people in America, because you talk to regular people all the time, you hear from regular people, they're tired of this. They want to see the National Guard out and to protect people tonight and protect businesses. Because there is no reason to riot and loot tonight. And if it happens, mean, and I think most of us are expecting it on some level. People would like to see that met with some force, and I don't want to see lives lost. Okay? But you don't want to see people standing aside while buildings burn either. You need numbers out there. We'll see what happens. I mean, there's certainly other things going on out there.
Yeah.
Oh, real quick. You know, just talking about race relations. This is a, I suppose, small story, but in the same way, I wonder how much attention it will get, even though this is, 17 years ago now? The story about Justin Timberlake actually orchestrating the wardrobe malfunction on Janet Jackson. Right? Orchestrated the whole thing to one-up Britney Spears. Sounds crazy, doesn't it?
What? How does that work?
Well, you remember the MTV Awards when it was Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera and Madonna, and they're kissing, right?
Yes.
And that was like the big shock moment, and it got all the attention. So it was just a few months later was the Super Bowl. And apparently, Justin Timberlake didn't want them getting all the attention. He wanted some for himself. So it was his idea to have this wardrobe malfunction, which wasn't. I think the first idea, as I read, that he wanted to like step on a skirt that she was wearing so that when she kept walking, then she would be exposed in just a thong.
Okay.
But they weren't quite sure about that, or maybe Janet wasn't sure about that. So then there was the idea of ripping off that part of the outfit where the breast was. Right?
So she's in.
You remember, he rips that off. You can tell it was meant to be ripped off.
Right.
But it was supposedly his idea. So how that connects with racism, she got the blame for that for years and years. This white man, he's the one that set her up and never stood up for her. You imagine the crazy liberal writers with this? They're going to have a field day.
Gosh.
I mean, they won't be trying to be funny, but I'll bet you anything it's going to be funny. Some of the pieces that will be written. Just a guess.
A lot of the writers weren't even alive when that happened.
17. Well, maybe in diapers. Because it's a lot of times, you know, people that are just out of college to get those gigs.
Yeah, that was Michael Gates, the sequel. Yeah. Gosh.
Wow. Yes. Oh, we still got to get to the 60 Minutes story, too.
Yeah, I mentioned that 60 Minutes is still dealing with the fallout from their hit piece on the governor of Florida. And what they did to wrap up the program last night was amazing. I can't wait to get to it next. This is the Markley Van Camp and Robbins Show.
I'm Jeremy Scott, the FM News 101 KXL News Center. It's 11:30. Police in a Minneapolis suburb where a man was fatally shot during a traffic stop say the officer who fired intended to use a taser, not a handgun. Police Chief Tim Gannon described the shooting as an accidental discharge. The man, identified by relatives as 20-year-old Dante Wright, died yesterday in Brooklyn Center, a city of about 30,000 people northwest of Minneapolis. His death has sparked violent demonstrations with officers in riot gear clashing with crowds. Meanwhile, the trial of fired Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin and the death of George Floyd last May continues into a third week. A cardiologist has testified that Floyd's death could have been avoided. Dr. Jonathan Rich was asked what officers should have done once they realized he did not have a pulse.
At that point, the immediate response would then be to not only relieve him of the restraint, but at that point now he has
Mark was the doctor of the 102 pulse. The All this traffic and weather station at 101 KXL. If you're headed out for your drive right now, just a slight traffic inbound from the Sunset Highway approaching the tunnel. South of I-5, hit the brakes at the Fremont Bridge as you work your way towards the Moda Center. No accidents, it looks like. Clear here in the Portland area. Valley at Southeast 92nd and Johnson Creek Boulevard. With your KGW forecast, here's Rod Hill.
It's an amazing 7-day forecast. It's bone dry, which of course we could use some rain, but the forecast is sunny all the way through Sunday. 65 today, 70 start on Thursday. I'm Rod Hill for FM News 101.
Right now, sunshine and 51 degrees in Portland. I'm Jeremy Scott. Stay connected to FM News 101 and KXL.com for the latest on COVID-19.
When breaking news happens,
One officer fired a shot at the car and hit Wright, who allegedly continued driving several blocks before hitting another car. Wright died at the scene, and no one else was seriously injured. Pulled over by the police, and on several miles, he pulled over. He saw him. He pulled him over because he had air fresheners needed for moving the car.
There's a lot of division in our country right now, but one thing we can all agree on is cleaning out the gutters sucks. Gutter shutter by Pacific Gutter Company's your fault. It's guaranteed to never clog or flow away from your roof, meaning you'll never have to worry about it again. Call now, get a free quote and $1,000 off your complete gutter shutter system. 503-905-9400. 503-905-9400. GutterShutterPortland.com. Any purchase required. TCB number 231981.
Sometimes in business, the unexpected comes calling. From rent increases to increased orders to, I'm gonna say it, unprecedented times. But don't bounce back. Bounce forward with Comcast Business. Bounce forward with fast and reliable internet on the network that can deliver gig speeds to most businesses. It gives you the flexibility to update your bandwidth in just a few minutes. Be fast, be flexible, be ready for what's next. And bounce forward with Comcast Business. Help your business to bounce forward. It's an amazing offer. Get a powerful and affordable internet. With a 2-year agreement. And ask for what Comcast Business Security is. Call 1-800-501-6000 today to find out more. Restrictions apply. Customers only with 3-time million second service and mobile line. Any termination fee applies. Equipment installation taxes and fees extra. Subject to change. Security available. Comcast Business Internet additional upgrade charge. Property tax.
stress of misinformation, thousands are finding peace and courage by attending a fun and informative Bible seminar. Discover Prophecy is a national seminar that tens of thousands of teenagers and families have already attended, and now is being presented to you locally by Adventist Community Church in Vancouver.
So concerned with recent events, the world we would bring our children up in, but now we have hope.
This seminar series starts from April 6th to 6th for all teenagers and families and offers an intelligent look at Bible prophecy.
I am driven by curiosity, and this series will make time for this event. You will make a better person, a happier person.
Discover Prophecy starts this Friday at Adventist Community Church in Vancouver. Make your free reservation and get more info at attendseminar.live/Vancouver. That's attendseminar.live/Vancouver. Bring the whole family.
News plus stimulating talk 24/7. FM News 101 KXL. The Mark Van Camp and Robbins Show. I'm David Van Camp. There's Scott Robbins. And there is Jamie Markley working from home. In his bubble. I just see this headline and I wonder where all the screeching is. It's noticeably absent. Is that President Joe Biden is set to accept the fewest number of refugees of any modern president, including Donald Trump. What? That's not loving. I thought that's not who we are. Right. We are. I thought we were all about accepting the old refugees. Now, don't get me wrong, I think right now it's a good idea to hold off on this as much as possible because of
Well, if they can find a way, just come up through the southern border.
right, exactly.
Pretty easy.
Yeah, you can do that. Just say you're 16, you show up.
Yeah.
As long as you take care of your skin, you'll be good.
Hey, you don't look under 17, but I identify as 50.
Right.
Under your rules from the left, that gets me in.
Right.
All good.
Weird. I do wonder if you're going to hear soaring rhetoric on CNN tonight about how the Statue of Liberty is weeping right now because Joe
Total
Biden.
masses.
not gonna bring in no, the bedwetters in primetime CNN are too obsessed with Matt Gaetz and Tucker Carlson. That's all they talk about.
Tucker is in their head. I mean, in an unbelievable way. I mean, killing them ratings-wise. He goofs on them. It drives them insane. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, it is. Especially because they're so bad at counterpunching. It's just so lame. But, you know, then, of course, you've also got the other boogeyman that the media has created, and that would be Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida.
Oh, yeah.
And 60 Minutes is still taking some of the fallout from this because, well, Republicans have pounced. It actually does include a few people who I would at least consider being on the left who have said, look, what 60 Minutes did, and it's weird that this is over a week old now, this story, but it still keeps coming up, but what they did was completely irresponsible because they tried to say that Ron DeSantis is racist and there was a pay-to-play deal struck with the grocery market chain Publix to get, you know, people the vaccine. When none of that was true, there was no pay-to-play. It's pretty obvious there was no pay-to-play going on.
The thing about this, though, to me is this has been going on for a while.
Yeah.
Where especially left-leaning media will take an interview, it could be a press conference, and they will cherry-pick out certain sections to build a narrative that's not true. That if heard in context, you would know it is meaning something completely different.
Yeah.
They just got caught, and because they're 60 Minutes, it was highlighted.
Yeah. So Sharon Alfonsi wrapped up the 60 Minutes program last night by addressing it, quoting some retired news guy nobody's ever heard of to justify the piece. It was like, from the mailbag. Here we go.
In the mail this week, comments on our story about disparities in the distribution of COVID-19 vaccine in Palm Beach County, Florida. Viewers focused on an exchange with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis at a press conference. Some viewers, including a retired newsman, applauded the story. Ron DeSantis will continue to deny, refute, calling the reporting a witch hunt. I can only hope that you continue to investigate and expose the truth. But many more comments condemned our editing and reporting.
Now, the person they quoted there is somebody named Nick Boriak. And I've looked for this guy, and I found one reporter with a name similar to that, Nicholas Boriak, who was a reporter in New Zealand. So you know, all due respect, I'm not trying to say, oh, well, a journalist in New Zealand must be a hack. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I can't find a Nick Boriak, retired newsman living in Vero Beach, Florida. I can't. I think
Dude, that's like a movie that comes out that says it's getting great reviews. And it's this, what a blockbuster. It'll be fun for everyone. And then in the very little type it says, you know, Joe Robbins from WeLikeMovies.com. That means nothing. It doesn't mean anything. There was an old news guy that applauded our story. Who cares? That's your defense on 60 Minutes.
fake name. The fake guy. It is so desperate. They never actually addressed any of it. It was just, and then they read a couple of criticisms that were out there, including one I thought was pretty funny. Like, I grew up loving 60 Minutes, thinking that it was this, you know, the height of journalistic integrity. I will watch it one more time just to see if you put this comment on the air. And they did. So that was kind of funny.
Yeah, dude, if you tell the truth as a news organization, you're going to tick off people. And if you're good at it, you're going to right and the left at different times. That's part of it.
The CBS News is a contradiction in terms.
Absolutely.
It just is.
Same for ABC, NBC, MSNBC, and all of them. Enemy of the people. I'm not even joking about that. I could go through that whole thing again. If someone misrepresents the truth to you on purpose, that person's not your friend.
Yeah. Well, what they were doing with Ron DeSantis and what I mean, they've tried every which way, just collectively, national media have tried every which way to demonize this guy, misreading a study about excessive death estimates in Florida to say that Ron DeSantis covered up deaths, even when people within the CDC, other researchers, including the researcher whose work was cited by Yahoo News a few weeks ago, said, no, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm not saying that he covered up deaths. They've been trying, and what I love about just from what I know of Ron DeSantis is that, one, he's Trump without being the crazy person. In that he will fight back.
It's true.
You see somebody with a hit piece against him, he's going to let you have it. He's not going to say, well, let's have a conversation. No, he's going to tell you that you're wrong and you need to, well, correct the record. That's it. I love that about him.
By the way, correcting the record, a lot of times people only do it when they're caught, like 60 Minutes did. Did you hear about the good governor from Georgia, Raphael Warnock? Or governor? Senator?
Senator, yeah.
I was going to say the good pastor. That had breaking news after Easter that the resurrection of Christ not that important with Christianity. It's when people come together to do good things. That'll save people. Okay. Anyway, that fraud had to admit that he signed off on false information in a third-party advocacy group's email that went out about the Georgia voting law after it passed. The Washington Post flagged an email. That's how bad it was. The Warnock signed